हेलो। हाय दीप्ति, वेलकम।
हाय किशोर जी, क्या हाल है?
एकदम बढ़िया। आप कैसे हो?
मैं बिल्कुल ठीक।
ग्रेट। वेरी नाइस बैकग्राउंड।
Yeah, this is from my hometown, no? Udaipur, Rajasthan.
हम्म। ओके, सो नाइस। We'll just give couple of minutes for others to
Sure.
join.
Sure.
Okay. And we can always chat.
Yeah, yeah. I have taken some time to come back to these sessions. I think just gotten so busy. So this today I thought I will definitely try and attend. So that's why I'm here.
Okay. Hmm. So as of now, we are two of us. So instead of webinar, we will have discussion on the topic.
Super.
Maybe we can get to know each other a bit more. Yes.
So I just am finishing actually my level one training
Mm-hmm.
with Abhyudaya. I think this week we will present our coaching model. I think that's the last session we will have.
Okay. Mm.
So yeah, and 40, 50 hours old only in this industry. Very new.
Mm.
I have worked for 25 years in the social impact sector before this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about me.
That's great. Good to know. I come from a bit non-conventional background, um, which is normally people come to coaching. Is prior to coaching, I was a finance professional working for companies, chasing numbers,
Mhm.
or more than chasing numbers, counting money. I will say that way.
That's
Others were chasing numbers. Okay, finding fault with what is missing in their reports.
wow. So that's like an auditor role?
A
Uh,
kind of not auditor role. I was a finance manager. So
uh,
when things, projects and things come for approval, the final thing, then it's your job to tell them why this will not work.
yeah. I see why you use the word unconventional because very few people probably and no one to
Hmm.
yeah. I think especially when you're trained to look at things from a very specific framework point of view to then come here.
Analytical angle. Um,
Yeah, interesting.
but I have been coaching for last 9 years now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
So
There's so much to learn. I remember one of the sessions we were together. I think it was somebody else. I think Deepak. I don't remember now. But I think they were also talking about listening, and I remember your some of your comments. So yeah.
Nadeshda, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Great.
Now I don't do anything else. Either I coach or I write.
Oh wow, what do you write about?
I've got quite a few books got published under my name,
Wow.
mostly on coaching, leadership, something more on reflection and self-management, you can say. Recently, one book has come on parenting,
Oh, very nice.
applying a concept of leadership and listening into parenting.
Wow,
Okay,
interesting.
under the
How can
title.
you bring those
mm,
what do you call it, the key skills into
yes.
parenting?
So it's like the book is titled "The Quiet Parent."
The quiet, huh? That kind of makes sense actually. We're always just like this to a child.
So the quiet parent, it is the concept is this, that what children learn from how we show up.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like leading by example, right? Like they would follow
Yes.
you, the model that you present. Ah,
So,
interesting.
in fact, my wife liked that book so much that she said this book should come in Hindi.
Oh, okay. So then more
Uh,
people should read
More
it.
people can. So then both of us decided to work on and translate that book into Hindi.
Oh, very nice. And so
And
you are a leadership coach, or I mean, I'm sure you have all kinds of clients, but
Mostly, I have been into executive coaching, working with corporate client. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Welcome, Balmik. So it's and the book in Hindi came under the title Sanskar or Syllabus. So through
Interesting
your behavior,
polarity.
you teach Sanskar, and through your instruction, you teach syllabus.
Very interesting.
So that way, the latest one, which is about to come, is we can say a novel, again corporate type. It's a journey of a young graduate when he enters the corporate and how the person settles as manager.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
So that book is titled "What No One Teaches on Day One."
Yes, that's a very great topic, actually. Oh, that's nice.
That is about to come. Maybe in a week's time, it will be available on Amazon.
So whenever, if ever I decide how to write a book, how to go on that journey, I should come to you. I learned that.
Sure. So that's all. I do nothing else and stay in Chennai.
That's very humble to say you're doing so much.
Uh, First time when you write, you feel that you are doing something really big because it has never happened to you. Okay. The
Think
same
super
way,
important.
sometime when you coach for a company or someone, and someone comes and tells you, hey, because of your coaching, I got this benefit, you feel big. The
Yes.
next person, then it becomes part of life. It is a normal life. So there's nothing big that you have to do for that.
Yeah, I think the first experiences are always grand.
So, how is listening? Well, today's topic, okay, we can begin now. So, how does listening basically, when you enter as a coach, okay, and you are learning to become a coach, what changes when it matters to listening?
Well, I have very little experience so far. So I think now I think what I'm learning, when I first started, for me, it was like really paying attention to the words because that's how we've been trained.
Mhm.
I try now go beyond the words, so look at the emotions. Sometimes I'm able to catch them, depending on how intently also training and um what I'm learning is that if like the quality of my coaching is directly proportional to my listening ability. My and listening is not just listening, being present, I think is the idea.
Mm,
So present in the moment, not
mm,
present. So yeah, I'm learning. I do see that it changes my ability to then catch the nuances, and
okay.
and not just that, but I think also just the directing the conversation. I think because what would I pick up from that really depends how we go. So we can go in circles if I have not picked it up, or I can just go in a more desired direction that the client
Mhm.
wanted. Yeah.
Balmik, are you comfortable?
Yes, I'm comfortable. Good evening.
Good evening. Comfortable switching on your camera?
I'm just traveling. That's why
Oh,
I
okay,
was
no
just
problem.
searching the Abhyudaya WhatsApp. And I saw, okay, now I have time. I can join this
Mm.
conversation.
Okay, no problem. So let us begin. We have to
So,
talk about listening. Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, please.
a
Yeah,
very
please go ahead.
interesting topic because, day-to-day life, you do a lot of conversations with the team. Actually, I'm working in auto space
Mm,
and being a business head of one of the automotive company. And then, and we do attend a lot of meetings at customer place or maybe with our own team, what I learned over a period of time about listening is, first of all, you have to stop interrupting the people. Like, you should allow others to speak and then try to understand what he is speaking, maybe by, uh, summarizing what he said, so that, we get a confirmation that what he is saying and what you are understanding is same.
Okay.
So that gives a lot of the clarity about your own communication and the communications what you receive from the others. I think these are the two things which I'm trying uh, after joining, I will say, or after learning, reading the book called Time to Think, and this is really helping me a lot. So maybe I will look forward to learn from you today. What is that different I should do so that I can improve on these skills?
Sure, we'll try to cover as much as possible.
Yeah,
Let
thanks.
me start sharing my screen. Okay. You can see my screen clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. So today's topic is listens actively. And to begin with, ICF definition of listening, it says focuses on what the client is and is not saying to fully understand what is being communicated in the context of the client systems and to support client self-expression. Okay. Now, today, focus is not on teaching how to listen. All of us know how we listen. Okay. Today's focus is something like, where does my listening quietly stop? It's like we are going to have some experiential exercises through which we will learn where do I have blind spot with respect to listening. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you the levels of listening, whether you are going to listen for content or emotion or meaning, belief, or identity or the systems. Those things will come when we are discussing this further, but we will begin with a kind of experiential exercise. Okay. So it's about discovering where our listening quietly stops and when we believe that we are fully present, when we believe that I am fully listening. Okay. The moment I know I am not listening properly, I know I can correct. Okay. So greatest risk for experienced coaches is not poor listening. It's premature understanding. Okay. What I am going to do is I am going to read a client statement, assuming that your client is saying this to you. Okay. What I request you to do, just listen. Don't interpret. Don't diagnose. And don't prepare your next question. Okay. No need to do interpretation. Just listen. No need for any diagnosis or your next question. Okay. So the statement is this. I'm just reading it. I have been thinking about applying for a leadership role. My manager says I am ready, but honestly, I am not sure. I have been I have always been someone who performs well when expectations are clear. This new role feels ambiguous and political. At home also, things are demanding right now. So I am wondering if this is even the right time. But if I don't apply, I might regret staying comfortable. Do you want me to say this statement once again?
I mean, okay, I heard.
Okay. So what I want you to do, take few seconds and you can write down what stood out most to you in this story. You can take few seconds and then we will move to the next phase, next step of this exercise. Okay, we move to the next one. It is the same statement on your screen. Okay. If you focus on layer one listening, level one listening, only listening for content. Okay. What is your understanding? If a coach is listening only for content, then what is your understanding? The statement is there on the screen also, so you don't have to recall everything.
I think client somewhere has, evaluated various aspects of his situations,
Hmm.
and which he's just trying to, explain in form of a pros and cons
Hmm.
of that particular situation.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. Yes,
It's
Deepen.
just a, yeah,
Huh.
maybe it is a just
Thanks.
start of the, it's just a start of the conversation, you
Hmm.
know, about the situations, what he's, trying to put on a table at the first instance.
Hmm. So, as a coach, when you listen only for content, yeah, Deepti, please go
Hmm.
ahead.
For me, it's the conflict this client is having, the first
Mhm.
layer, what comes to my mind when I hear it.
Hmm. He wants to apply for leadership role. Manager thinks he is ready, and he feels there is a timing, whether the timing is right or not. Okay. Now let us move to if the listening is happening at level one and level two. Level two means content plus emotion.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you listen for content and emotion both, then can you figure out in this the emotion words? What is the feeling?
One is the regret.
Hmm.
I think he has the fear of failure.
Hmm.
At the same time, fear of you know becoming complacency.
Hmm.
So that's where I think the conflict is coming from, because the world wants something else.
Hmm. So there is a kind of, ambiguity is
I
causing
think he is the
discomfort.
person who always,
Yeah, please.
but I think he is the person, he is the person who can also work well if the expectations are clear.
Hmm. And he feels that if he becomes gets
He,
this leadership role, that will be missing.
uh,
So yeah. ambiguity is causing discomfort, right? Hmm.
Not just the ambiguity. I think he's also there is a fear of not meeting the expectations of the world.
Hmm.
His in this context, definitely his manager.
Hmm.
Um, and so to me, I think when he's trying to rationalize his fear by also sort of saying that at home things are demanding. So what if I fail? Uh, so I think there's a lot going on in terms of emotions
Hmm.
because he says I might regret. So that is also a fear. There are conflicting
Hmm.
fears in the same,
Hmm.
like making one decision.
So there is a hesitation, anxiety.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now we take the listening for this. It's the same text statement when you listen at level 3. You listen for meaning and belief. Can you find in this statement something which shows about his own belief system, the meaning that he's making?
Yeah, he's making his belief system is that he- that he can achieve, but under only the right conditions. And
Yeah, I
so the
perform
meaning
well
he's
when
making,
expectations are clear.
yeah, and then he's making the meaning out of it that, maybe it's not for me.
Mhm.
And then there's another, again, the conflict I see, the conflict again and again is that if I don't do it, then I will be stuck. So there is also the fear that I should also try to do something better. If I don't, then I will end up in the same place.
Mhm. That's nice. Balmik,
Sorry,
you.
sorry, I got disconnected. I was just trying to listen, but
Hmm.
I rejoined once again.
Hmm. So if we look at level 3 listening, listen for
Yeah.
meaning and belief in the same. What belief is coming from his statement?
I think belief, what I'm finding that he cannot work in an ambiguous environment,
Hmm.
or maybe the environment where expectations are not clear or the systems are not clear. He is something who is more methodical guy.
Hmm. Hmm.
He wants to be working that, very, I will say, the areas where things are very clear.
Hmm. And I would like to add in this that one belief, he says, I perform well when expectations are clear.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, another belief, ambiguity means discomfort for him.
yeah,
Okay. I will give you another belief. Leadership equals political.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. These are the belief word. And under all this, if you summarize the hidden belief that I succeed only in structured environment, though that word is not there, you are
yeah,
finding what is not said. Does it make sense?
true.
Absolutely.
Now we take it to level 5. Sorry, level 4. Identity. Can you see identity signal in this statement?
Identity about the client.
Yes.
Hmm.
We began with content, moved to emotions, then we moved to belief. Now we are looking at identity.
Oh, he has this present identity where he knows that he's a high performer. And
Hmm.
then the ambitious identity, the future identity is that because I can accomplish anything that I I perform when I perform, so I must, go higher than this. So yeah, that is one thing I can notice.
So, because it is own self-image. A person considers, I am not that type of person who want to become leader, because I'm a dependable executor, not a political leader. And as long as a person considers this identity, the promotion is going to cause discomfort to him.
True.
Okay. So one statement, and we are seeing in one just 2 or 3 sentence statement, and in that we begin with content, we go to emotion, then we go to belief, now we have come to identity. So the level 5 listening we are moving to is listening for systems.
That means patterns, right? Like, so every time this person would be in that sort of decision making, it would be a pattern. Is that
No,
what the
listening
layer
for
5?
systems is like understanding the system, ecosystem in which this person is operating.
Okay.
Oh, ecosystem.
This
Okay.
one I
So
never
it
know.
is systemic. Systemic means complete. Listen for the whole part, not focusing that person alone.
Oh, yeah. So client's context, right?
So client's context
That
here. Can you see
home
the
as well
context?
as
Hmm.
there are two one is the of course hobbies and second is home also.
Yes. So we see
So
here
so
organizational
at
politics,
yeah and
managers'
home at
expectations.
uh, sorry go ahead.
Yeah, please, you complete.
I think at home also there he's mentioning things are
Yes.
demanding right now at home.
Hmm.
So that means there are certain situations at home also which
Hmm.
he might be impacting his this behavior.
Hmm. So in this case, we see if we look at the systems around him, which is going to impact this person's choice making, is one is organizational politics. Maybe something is happening very typical to that organization. Okay. Manager's expectation, manager expects him to take up the leadership role. Family demands are there. And then career timing norms.
Yeah, I see now what you mean. Like, in the sense that when you look at then the holistic picture of that client, understanding, and then listening their beliefs, their emotions can help bring the new insight, at least for us at the moment. And then,
Hmm.
hmm, I see what you're saying.
So when you listen, we can do this self-assessment. On a score of 1 to 5, to what extent I notice facts and contents? To what extent I notice emotions? To what extent I notice beliefs and meanings that the person is creating through their own thoughts? And to what extent I listen for identity languages? And do I notice systems influences? And if, as a coach, we do a self assessment and we do a scaling here, wherever my score is less, that means that is my blind spot. It's actually what happens. Yeah, please go ahead. You were
Yeah,
saying something.
it's a good framework. I just wanted to say, Kishore, that good self-assessment framework.
What happens is a coach is a good listener. A coach may be a very good listener. But what happens if my focus, my attention goes towards, oh, what is the goal he want to achieve? then I'm so over-focused on facts and contents that I might miss other things. So a coach like me who comes from analytical background will spend more energy listening for facts, contents, and goals. A coach who is more empathetic, they will connect with emotions. Okay. Now, developmental coach will listen for beliefs. And masterful coach, someone who wants to listen at MCC level, will listen for identity and systems. Now, what happens here that our strongest listening strength, okay, often hides our biggest listening blind spots.
Could you repeat that, please?
Our strongest listening strength, if I consider, see, I just told you about analytical coaches, empathetic coaches, developmental coaches, masterful coaches. Okay. So if I consider this part of listening is my listening strength, this is my strength, that will hide my blind spot, biggest blind spot.
So you mean if somebody who's paying attention to beliefs and meanings will not be able to look at emotions and identity and systems? Is that what
Not
you're
that. If I'm too much focused on that, then I might miss something else.
sure?
Maybe I'm continuously focused on looking for maybe belief and meaning, and I'm not able to practice empathy, so I'm not able to connect with the client.
So you mean to say that we need to balance on all these level 5
Yeah.
so that we cannot miss the blind spot.
Yes. The thing is, if I'm more for the content part, the moment client begins, within 3 to 5 seconds of client opening up, my mind starts creating problems. What is the problem that client wants to solve?
Yeah, the problem solving mode switches on in that.
We start assuming goal. So instead of starting that thinking, just be there with the client and listen to him. And then maybe I can ask him that, hey, this is what I hear. Is my understanding right? First thing. If the client says this, then I can go to the for the emotion feelings. I observe you are upset, frustrated. I could sense this shift in your body language or energy shift in your tone. So I'm moving to this. Or if I'm not able to sense anything, still I can ask, how does it feel and where do you feel in your body, inside the body? So instead of creating my own assumption, I can directly ask and be comfortable not knowing. It's okay if I didn't get in first time, everything. We need to reflect on where in coaching session we prematurely move to questioning without fully hearing the client's system or identity part. What generally happens, a client speaks and always speaks at multiple levels. Okay. But the coach hears only at the level of their own awareness, that I have trained myself to access. Makes sense, right?
Absolutely. And what is a developmental coach? Sorry, I just got stuck there.
Developmental coach is that you want to, you know, coach has a feeling that I have to create a transformation in the client. I want to move this client from here to here. You
Ah,
will, in coach training, you will hear a lot about coaching for what and coaching for who. ACC level coaching, PCC level coaching.
okay. Okay, that's great. That makes sense.
But that is what the client expects us also, na?
Hmm. What?
Because the client comes to,
Hmm.
why client hire a coach? Because he wants to aspire
Hmm.
something,
Yes.
and that is where he's looking for someone who can, help him to meet that aspiration.
Now, the basic premise, the basic assumption, fundamental assumption on which coaching happens is that coaches believe that client is fully resourceful, complete, and whole. Okay. So it's not my responsibility to transform this client.
Hmm.
Okay. My job as a coach is to be with the client, create an environment of trust and safety, be fully present with the client so that client is able to think clearly, see clearly, and client gives me permission to ask uncomfortable questions which can challenge that client's belief thinking level. And client chooses to make a shift, not coach is making a shift.
I know that is something, the process of a coaching, or ideal coaching method
Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
But from a client's perspective, if you really think, the client always, look for some benefits, what benefits he is going to get from the coach, and that is how his measurement is,
Yes.
what he has achieved. Of course, from a because we as a coach, we know the coaching process. We have been trained and maybe aware about the coaching process. We are mindful of asking that questions, or we are mindful of keeping ourselves in that frame of mind. But at the end, the client is is come up with that mindset that something which I am going to get, from the coach.
I agree with
How
you.
to how to balance that as a, the
Yes.
coaching mindset,
Now,
and how to really give that feeling, or maybe let's say that he's getting really what he's looking for.
now there is a competency about contracting agreements
Okay.
with client. Okay. So when you are the initial level of agreement,
Mm.
when we get into, and there are competency marker around that, that we need, as a coach, we need to educate client about the coaching process.
Okay.
We need to tell them that what is the coach's role, what is client's role, and how the coaching process will happen. Many times when client is not aware of that, they expect you to mentor them. They expect you to advise them. Okay. If
Because in
that
our
is
value
the
systems, because in Indian value system, when they will value,
yeah.
let's say in our value system,
Hmm.
generally many people looks at us in a very different lenses. Of course,
Hmm.
they, even though we explain them a coaching process, at times
Hmm.
they expect sometimes some solutions also. They expect some benchmarking also.
Yeah. Hmm.
So in that situation, how to keep ourselves in a balance so that we follow really right coaching process.
Now, what happens when we get into the first chemistry session level, when you are just discussing that, okay, somebody is considering to hire you as a coach for a particular work.
Mm.
There, our job is to find out what is the company's expectation and
Mm.
what is that client's expectation
Mm.
from this coaching, overall coaching intervention.
Okay.
Once that happens, then we can tell that, hey, what you are asking is this aspect can be covered by coaching. This aspect requires that you need some knowledge transfer from me. It's okay. But I will tell the person that that is not coaching.
Okay. Understood.
Okay. If
So
you
you
need advising, I can give you advice. It's
oh,
okay. But that is not coaching.
understood. So you have to make it very clear at the start of the coaching process itself.
We need to tell them. That's how,
Yeah.
if you do not tell them that what is the contract, what is your scope, and
Mm.
how things will move, if they don't know, then there will be ambiguity. They will expect anything. Some people come to me thinking that I'm their life coach, and they think, oh, they have come, and once I touch them, their life will change. It doesn't happen that way.
Mm. Understood. But nowadays many people are, advertising themselves as a life coaches.
I don't know. There
How,
are
how, how-
many so-called life coaches. I am currently mentoring them.
in the fact of, getting more businesses, I don't know how people are advertising themselves as a life coach.
It's like this profession is not regulated by the government.
Yeah.
So anybody can declare himself or herself as life coach. Okay.
Mm.
And I call myself as life coach because I consider all coaching is life coaching. Because of different niche, every coach has to do that. Some people in executive coaching from corporate coaching, they come and they want to work on their life purpose and vision. Now, I cannot say, hey, I'm an executive coach, you go to find somebody who can do that.
Mm.
Someone
Practical
comes and
approach.
one of my client came and throughout for 6 months, it
Mm.
was parental coaching.
Okay.
And I'm so thankful to her that because of that coaching, I was able to write a book, The Quiet Parent.
Oh, great.
Thank you. So it's not that only client gets benefited, coach also gets benefited. We learn in every session from the client.
Yeah, that's true actually. Provided you have to keep yourself with that learning attitude.
Yes. There is a question here. If you have to respond, or you can pick any level, but I made it for level 4 or 5. Assuming that you listen at level 4 or 5, and if you have to respond to the client in this particular case, what would you tell the client? How do you frame the question?
Maybe I'll seek first more again the content side, or if you really want to understand his systems or identity, I may ask some more questions to him
Mhm.
so that when was his last promotion, and so that I can understand how did he manage his change, what has made him to believe that leadership positions are political or ambiguous. So I'll just try to understand his belief system, what has been happened in his life,
Mhm.
so that his belief system has got developed. So that is the one question. Second questions will be just to understand on ecosystems, what is so demanding at house or at home? Is there any clue, so that we can get into his ecosystems at home? So, both the places, then you can start getting more into factual, more understanding, more database
Yeah.
to,
Initially, you ask content-based questions so that you get more clarity.
yeah,
Then you move to the feeling-based
eco,
question. Okay. What emotions come up as you think about applying for this role, say, for example?
okay.
Okay. Then you may ask some question about belief or meaning. You want to say anything, Deepti?
Yeah, I was just saying that I would sort of intervene if this is the point where we are
Mm.
talking. I would
Mm.
intervene and I would just say that I have an observation. May I share with your
Mm.
permission? If they say yes, then I like to sort of bring out that I'm seeing some uh, identity
Mm.
sort of conflict
Mhm.
that, you know, there is this identity of me performing well. So,
Mm.
and then an identity of a leader who's always able to manage the ambiguity and is political. And
Mm.
so, what is what is your thought around that? And if this observation is correct?
Yeah. Maybe I can give you, say, one question like, how does this opportunity align with or challenge? How does this opportunity align with or challenge how you see yourself as a professional?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
It will challenge his identity. So he will see, okay, what is my identity as a professional?
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a better way of putting it.
If I look at the systems part, maybe I will ask a question like this. How might the culture of your organization be shaping your perception of leadership as political or ambiguous? Is there anything specific to the culture of the organization that is making him feel like that? That leadership means you have to be political. Leadership means, oh, it has to be always ambiguous.
Yeah, I really appreciate this
In 400
the
meters,
questions
turn right onto
because
the ramp to National Highway 48.
it really helped me understand
Mm.
how to drive uh, like really support the client to go and find that insight for themselves rather than
Hmm.
bringing in. Yeah, really appreciate
Yes,
it. Thank you so much, Kishore.
we can move to next. So these are the markers. Hmm. And as I told you, today's focus is not to teach how to listen, just to observe where our listening quietly stops. And this is the closing statement that active listening is not about hearing more words. Okay. It's about hearing more dimensions of the client's reality. Okay. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions with respect to listening or anything about coaching, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Kishore. I just really loved like the structure of the call today, that it was very interactive in the sense that you really were engaging with us for us to find the insight. So I think that really helped, and I think that taught me in the process, particularly also the question, the way you framed. is how can I apply this in my practice as I learn and practice. Thank you. Really
Thank you.
appreciate
I think it's a 5 PPT, but it's more of a thought provoking, getting us into more deeper in asking the right questions, or maybe first what you are saying, listen actively. I think these 5 layers is something which is very amazing. Of course, we need to make a lot of practice, to become expert of it. But thank you very much. I think it made my day.
Welcome. Great. Then we'll meet once again in another topic, in another program. Look
Great.
forward to meeting you. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.